Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I am MaDDsmarts and I'll be doing educational content along the lines of science, history, mythology, languages, and more. Let us jump right into the mad fast learning. What is the brain made out of? There are two answers to that question. If you came here for the short answer, then your brain is made up of billions of neurons across your gray and white matter. But if you want the full answer, then you're going to have to stick with me here. The brain, not to be confused with Brian, has two major layers, the inner brain and the cerebral cortex. I know that the inner brain's name is lazy, but please stick with me here. The first of the two layers I'll talk about is the cerebral cortex, because it is what's mainly shown on most diagrams of the brain in general. The cerebral cortex is responsible for most of your brain's dysfunctions and maybe a boatload of coffee as well. This layer has four major sections separated by ridges along the brain. These sections of the cerebral cortex are called the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the occipital lobe. This is incredibly oversimplifying things here, as there are many substructures in the cerebral cortex, so please keep this in mind. Let's first talk about the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe, if you don't have the brain of a tardigrade, then you could easily guess where it is located. But for people who do or weren't paying any attention, it is in the front of the brain. The frontal lobe is responsible for speech, decision-making, and motor function. It is incredibly important. The second lobe of the cerebral cortex I'd like to talk about is the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe is located in the top center part of the brain. This lobe plays a crucial role in depth perception, sensory, and spatial awareness. Thankfully, this means you won't likely smash your face into walls every 5 seconds. The third major lobe on the cerebral cortex I am going to talk about is the temporal lobe. It is right below the parietal lobe. The temporal lobe is responsible for touch, taste, smell, and memory formation. You definitely do not want to damage this part. That would not be fun even if you had the memory span of an amoeba. And last, and certainly least, is the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe is in the back of the cerebral cortex and only does one thing: vision. Yes, that's it. What did you expect? Honestly. So there you have it. That is what the cerebral cortex is. Stay tuned for the inner brain. Thanks for joining me. Give this MaDDsmarts a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to get my next video drop. Leave a comment and let me know what you liked or disliked. And until next time, use your MaDDsmarts.